Am I breaking through? Will you feel me too? I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Will you feel me too? I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Will you feel me too? I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Am I breaking through? Am I breaking through? Am I breaking through? Am I breaking through?
Hello, hello, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It is your boy Rylion, and joining me tonight for tonight's recap, Week 9, ending of the PCL, is going to be the sexy Wookiee monster himself, and of course, Dark, the surprise, as always, Pikachu, right below me here. God, I love you guys. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
Good.
Excellent, excellent. And how are you feeling now at the end of week 9? This is going to be, I mean, it was an absolute crazy banger ending of a week. If you guys did not see the final games, definitely go back, watch those, and then go ahead and join us for today's recap because that was an absolute mind-blowing experience to not only cast, but just watch single-handedly. We had a lot of upsets as well, and everything we thought going into week 9 turned out not to be true. So
True.
we're not going to waste any time at all, though. Wookie, you want to go ahead and start us off?
Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. So, we got Division 1 of PCL. So I believe, let's see here. So, first of all, there's kind of a 0-2 at the top of the list here, which was surprising to all of us.
Of us.
Oh yeah.
All of us were kind of surprised about this one because they've been undefeated, not a single game taken off until this week, which is sitting on words, and they were 0-2'd, or 2-0'd rather, by I believe it was Shrimp Gang. Yes, Shrimp Gang. So definitely good contenders for that team. And then Relinquished Renegades 2-0'd Donkey Punch, and Donkey Punch was unfortunately kicked out of the playoffs. Sad to see them go. They were a strong team, but not strong enough. And then we have Counter Target Spell, who 2-0'd EBK. And
Yeah.
that leaves the top 4 for this division as being sitting on awards for Relinquish Renegades, Shrimp Gang, and Counter Target Spell.
Ugh.
Oh
It's
man.
what we thought. Like everything Dark was saying
Yeah.
as well. Like it's what we guessed, but we guessed more 2-1s. I think we were a little bit more
Right.
hopeful in that regard. I mean, I remember Dark. You were like 2-1 this, 2-1 Donkey Punch. I remember that one was definitely yours. You said Donkey Punch is gonna take this one, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It must have been Caster Curse, 100%.
Must have been Caster Curse. I think that this is expected, right? I mean, this was kind of expected from a, we were like, there's probably 5 of them that are, around the same range, and I think that came to fruition. I think I had Donkey Punch to be in, but I was like, I don't know. It could be either one. I think I remember saying. So I was like, it's possible. But Counter Target Spell managed to clip the board there with that few extra points off of that 2-0. So good to see all of these teams being in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can get right into the Division 2 bracket here. Let me pull it up. And yeah, the same thing here. Wait, why is there a 0-2 at the top of the bracket there? Question mark pings.
I don't know. Dark, can you explain it? Can you explain to us what happened?
So last week I said every team wants to push for the final points, right? Because every team is so close in the bracket. Even the Division 1, they're all like 19, 20, 21, right? For 2, 3, and 4th. So they're so close to each other that they all want to fight for those 2-0s. So
yeah.
I am so surprised that both the top tier teams, like both the teams that went undefeated throughout the series, actually just lost 0-2. And like even like more surprised, X Rising lost to Ventures. So Ventures made in. That was like such a crucial game. I think we streamed it too. And it was like because they lost, actually stupid team diff got kicked and Ventures got in, right? So like they had to win. Ventures had to win their 2-0 series to get in, and they absolutely crushed it. So
They did. I mean, as you see here, X Rising also O2'd they got O2'd. I'm sorry, and that was against Eggplant, I believe. Correct? No. That was
Ventures.
It was Ventures. That's right, and that's what caused them to be even in the standings here. But because of other statistics, X Rising was able to lock in that 3rd seed, and then Ventures right behind them. Even though it's in last, I'm sure they'll still take it. 15 is 15 points, and 4th is making it to playoffs. So it don't matter in this case whether you're 1st or 4th. You're going to next week or this week. I'm sorry, at least. So I mean, what was more shocking out of both of the divisions to you, Dark, personally? The fact that in Division 1, it was CTS that actually got to overtake Donkey Punch, or is it a bigger fact that Ventures took over Stupid Team Div? Because it was close in Division 2 almost the entire time, while in Division 1 there was definitely a more spread out, like top tier and then bottom tier of Division 1, while in Division 2 it was just like this close the whole entire time, literally.
Yeah, I mean, in the same regard where I thought Donkey Punch would actually beat the enemy team and go actually 2-1 or something like that. I think Donkey Punch throughout the series would actually their gameplay went down and they started like losing a lot of games, right? Like towards the end, I think they got 2 weeks in a row or something like that. So I was more surprised about Ventures getting in because they were losing from the beginning, right?
That's true.
It also has to do a lot of because they only have 7 teams in their bracket, not 8 teams like Division 1, so they have less of pressure to get into it. But yeah, I was really surprised, and because how it was like they had to win their game and they had to 2-0 for them to like get in, right? Because otherwise Stupid Team Name just gets in. Even if it's like 2-1, I'm pretty sure Stupid Team they've had like a better stats when we compare both of them. So they would have just gotten in my opinion. So yeah, I mean it's super surprising for Ventures to actually not only win the series, but win the series 2-0.
Against across the map, definitely.
Yeah.
No, they won against X Rising.
Or I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, X Rising.
Eggplant. I was surprised that Eggplant 2-0'd across the map because I was like, I know that my team, one of my favorite teams, they're good, but they're not good enough for across the map. But I was completely wrong. I think I voted 2-1 in favor of across the map, and that was turned upside its head. I did make a promise to all of the eggplant players, like, hey, if you guys win this, I'm giving y'all something. So I gotta give there's so many subs on that team, so I gotta give them all something. I'll figure that out at a later date.
Oh, it's all right. Hey, at least you're coming through with your promise, though. So that shows you there. And
promise
I mean,
is a promise.
Still, them also 2-0ing, and then X Rising not winning a single game also allowed Eggplant to lock in that second seed, which allows them to go ahead. And we'll go over brackets in a little bit here, but I'm very, very happy with Division 2 overall. My heart breaks for stupid Team Diff, Bandits and Pajamas, and Double McFeeders. I mean, they did phenomenal, as you can clearly tell. 12, 12, 14, 15. Like, this was such a close to, and then across the map, there is up there. But, this division from second place to seventh was such a nail-biter experience. And I really hope a lot of these teams come back into the next split as well, come summertime. Because I could definitely see these teams making it as a top 4. I can't even say definitely. It's like, yeah, these top 4 teams in both divisions can definitely make it next time, because it was such a banger between just this division alone that I think if we put some of these teams in the other one, that would have been a completely different division, obviously. But I just mean in general, I don't think sitting on wards would have been as high as they were if they would have versed any of these teams, personally. But we'll never know.
I mean, this is the one division that's been consistent throughout the entire split, even with the teams, the 2 teams that dropped or 3 teams that dropped. So it's really like nail biting, and it's like you said, it was so close. And all these teams, like even Double McFeeders, they came back during the later portions of the season, but it just wasn't enough. I hope they come back to the next split. I know that I've been in talks with some of the captains and be like, hey, here's the situation. We'll have this again. Don't worry. Looking forward to see everybody once here again. But before that, we got to get into playoffs, boys. It's time. It's time for playoffs. Oh, let me move the camera real quick. But yeah, this is an interesting playoffs here. So we got Sitting on Wards versus Ventures, Eggplant versus Shrimp Gang, Relinquish Renegades versus X Rising, and Across the Map versus Counter Target Spell. I want to go straight into predictions here. What are we thinking for Sitting on Wards versus Ventures? These are best of 3s.
Got you. Dark, start us off, bro. You go.
Okay, a lot of pressure. Sitting on Wards versus Ventures, I think Sitting on Wards have been so good throughout this, the whole league, that I just want to give them the benefit, right? And I think they'll win, definitely, versus Ventures. And then Eggplant versus Shrimp Gang, I'm leaning towards Eggplant because they've been consistently getting better throughout the league, again. But so has been Shrimp Gang, right? Because Shrimp Gang actually beat Sitting on Wards last series that we saw. And that was a banger of a series, right? Because not only did they won 2-0 against Sitting on Wards, so it's gonna be a close one, and I'm gonna give it to Eggplant. Because rookie favorite, you know what I mean? And then
Understandable.
Relinquish Renegades versus X Rising. X Rising has a lot of potential, right? And we haven't seen too much of Relinquished. And I want to give personally, this is my favoritism, but I want to give it to X Rising just because.
Okay.
Yeah, he has Eggplant. I got X Rising. I got Loophole and all the homies. Across the map versus Counter Target Spell. I think it's gonna be a really close one. Just because, as I said, Across the map has been dominant, right? But Sitting Control Target Spell has been improving. I want to give it to Across the Map just because how dominant they have been throughout the series. But I also don't think that it's going to be just a demolished one-sided game. I think it's going to be an even match where Across the Map takes up a win.
Okay, definitely understandable. And I mean, this is gonna be so hard. I'll take over second, and then Wookie, you'll bring us home with the overall overlord predictions.
All right.
Sitting on Wards versus Ventures, I don't know. I'm very biased towards Division 2. I love Division 2 so much, but Division 1, towards the end, just came out of nowhere, 100%. So I'm actually gonna go with Ventures over Sitting on Wards this
Okay.
one. Ventures proved
Hey, spice.
yeah, very spicy. I mean, Ventures did a great job locking in that final seed. Like we said, like versus X Rising, you thought they were an amazing team, Dark. I think they're also an amazing team. I'm very surprised that they only got third seed in Division 2 overall. I thought that they were gonna lock second, but Eggplant definitely has cemented that one in. And but I am going to go with Ventures over Sitting on Wards. They've been number 1 in the other division for so long, and they got taken down by Shrimp Gang. So that's, I'm not saying that Shrimp Gang's bad because Shrimp Gang showed up, but that just shows you that they're vulnerable, and with enough teamwork and with enough, and depending on the comp, of course, Ventures could take this out completely. And I think it's going to be 2-1 Ventures. For this one, Eggplant Shrimp Gang. Where's the coin? I can't say this one. I literally I can't. Like I don't know, man. I'll do this Chick-fil-A packet. Chick-fil-A heads up means Eggplant. Down is Shrimp Gang. Up Eggplant. Okay,
Oh,
I'm going with
wow.
Eggplant on this one. I'm dead ass. I'm not joking. I cannot pick between these two. Both of them took out the undefeated teams in the final weeks in a 2-0 fashion. Okay, that's like an unstoppable object versus an immovable force. Like, which one wins?
Right.
We don't know. And this is definitely going to go to a base 3, a game 3, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And it doesn't matter which one wins this one because they're both winners in my heart. Phenomenal teams. It sucks that they have to verse each other this early, but someone's got to do it. So I'm going to go 2-1 Eggplant though overall because the sauce. Blame the sauce.
Sauce.
Relinquish Renegades and X Rising. I'm gonna have to go Relinquish Renegades. I'm not gonna lie. X Rising, they've been a solid team throughout, but not like an A tier team or like an S tier team. They've been a solid B plus tier team the whole time. They've done the work. They've done what they needed to do, and they just made it into the playoffs. X Rising, or I'm sorry, not X Rising. Relinquish plowed through Division 1 and kept their
Sure.
status as second for at least the last like 4 or 5 weeks of the overall series. It's not like they had to fight their way up there. They were very comfortable into week 9, whether they won or lost. They clearly won to secure those extra points, but they didn't really need to. So I'm going to go Relinquish Renegades actually 2-0 X Rising on that one. I'm feeling it. There's got to be a 2-0 somewhere in there. I think that's going to be the one. And then the last one, across the map, counter target spell.
Ooh.
I want to do the sauce again, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to keep my hands up here. Y'all can prove it. It's going to be across the map 2-1, in my opinion. I just think going into the final week, it was just kind of like whatever happens in this ordeal. I'm not taking that victory away from Eggplant at all because they clearly deserve it and they earned it 100%. 2-0 is 2-0, whether they were trying or not. And I'm not saying they weren't trying. That's just my assumption here. Final week, undefeated the whole time, really doesn't matter. But I am going to go with across the map, 2-1 CTS. I think CTS is going to, just like Dark said, take a run for their money and possibly put them on the ropes. It might favor them for a little bit in Game 3, but I think across the map is going to take it overall.
Okay, lots of 2-1s and like 1 or 2 2-0s here. I have to be the spicy one. I'm actually going to start with across the map versus counter target spell first, since we just predicted that one. I'm gonna say 2-1 to counter target spell.
Okay.
I think they have what it takes. I think Jack has been preparing for this for the longest of times. I do think across the map is very, very strong, but they have not faced counter target spell. They have not faced, unless through a scrim. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen them face counter target spell yet. And I think they have a strong team to take the 2-1 against across the map. I will favor them, a little bit because across the map is strong, right? They'll take a game off. It'll be an exciting best of 3 series. And then moving on to Relinquished Renegades and X Rising. So we had you, Ryleon, go for Relinquished, and then we had Dark go for X Rising because that's his faves, but this was probably the hardest one for me because I've seen X Rising's growth, and we've seen Relinquish Renegades, consistency. But I think that Relinquish Renegades is gonna 2-1 X Rising only because they have just been dominating every game except for the few that they haven't. So it's like I think I value the consistency, and even though the X Rising has grown, if they really want to win this, I think they need to grow a little bit more to win this one, because this is a tough matchup for them, I feel. You know, consistent scores for Relinquished Renegades. I mean, their mid laner has been popping off. We saw Blue last week do some shenanigans with Syndra and things like that. They're just really dominant. I mean, they have lost, quite a few times, but they're still consistently strong, I think. So I'm going to give it to Relinquish on that one. 2-1, though. I don't think it's going to be a 2-0. I think X Rising will put up a little bit of a resistance. I mean,
okay, fair enough.
They did lose, to Ventures, so now my expectations are kind of lowered. Sorry, Dark. But
that is true. I can't deny it.
We'll get to that in a minute, though, on Ventures. But Eggplant versus Shrimp Gang.
Ooh.
This is another hard one. This is a little bit of a hard one for me. No, I think Eggplant is going to 2-1 Shrimp Gang for sure. 100%.
Wow.
Shrimp
You
Gang.
said that with confidence, too.
I said it with confidence. Eggplant have been popping off. They are a force to be reckoned with. I have to go with my favorites here. I know that Shrimp Gang is super, super strong. Hottest Cashier, great team. Magic Man, great team. Absolutely. Dynamic, Carry Bear, or rather now Knock Knock Knock. Like, it's hard, but I think Eggplant have grown to a point where they're really pushing it. They're pushing for it. They're practicing. They're doing all sorts of stuff. Sorry, Shrimp Gang, but I think that Eggplant is your nemesis for this one. I would love to see this game live.
Oh, that's happening.
Because that's just classics, in the books here. And then we have Sitting on Wards versus Ventures. I think that Sitting on Wards, they've stayed consistent. Obviously, they've been first for literally the entire regular season. But then Ventures, they've kind of been growing, right? So it's kind of hard to see, like, I know this is cross division, so it's like, they haven't faced these teams unless it's been through scrims. And I think that with Ventures' new top laner, which is Slim Shotty, we saw Slim Shotty and the rest of Ventures do really, really well.
That's true.
Versus X Rising. And I think it really, they're cementing their ground here. I know that, Pyronox, who is relatively, just got back into mid lane. I think that they have a little bit of more growth to do, considering they've changed rosters throughout the season. But I don't think they have it to take on Sitting on Wards. I'm going to give the 2-0 to Sitting on Wards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You are spicy with this one this week.
I am spicy.
Rookie said it's week 9. Gloves are coming off. No feelings.
This is quarterfinals, baby. Like, this is where things need to get spicy, too. This is it. But yeah, so we got our predictions in, folks. I mean, it's going to be a really great, best of 3 series for each of these. These are really good matchups. But yeah, let's kind of go into like what we have scheduled so far, and let's see what we can stream, right?
Absolutely.
It says here for Relinquished Renegades versus X Rising that is going to be Thursday, the 7th at 8:30 p.m. Now, keep in mind, like, these days and times, they didn't really work out for each of the teams because, cross division, they were set on playing Thursday or Friday. We'll give them a little leniency and say, hey, like, if you can't make the days, like, it seemed like a lot of the teams couldn't make the scheduled days, so we're kind of allowing them to kind of reschedule, but you'll have to talk to me or any of the execs on a one-on-one basis. But for now, we do have our Relinquished Renegades versus X Rising Thursday, so that's a possibility. Okay. And then we have Across the Map versus Counter Target Spawn on Friday. So that's the only thing that is scheduled so far. If we get Eggplant versus Shrimp Gang on, either of those 2 days, that'd be great. I'd love to see that one. That would be a banger.
Absolutely. Even if we have to record that and do it on a different day, and I will solo stream it, I do not care. I'm watching that game, and we're having a stream for that. That's happening. Facts.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. And so we kind of have our 2 set games for now. Both of those are at 8, a little bit later. They're still best of 3s, so it's not going to be going too late. But the Thursday one, which is Relinquish versus X Rising, is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the one on Friday, Across the Map versus Counter Target Spell, is at 8 p.m. Eastern on the 8th. So tune into those. If we don't get a response from the other ones, I mean, I think that City on Wards versus Ventures, they haven't confirmed yet, but it looks like they might do Monday, which is kind of a little bit further into the week. But we will have semifinals next week and finals next week. So next week is going to be bang, bang, bang. We're getting through it. Let me pull up the actual schedule for semis, because I think that I had a set date. These are the semifinals and finals are going to be best of 5. So how it's going to work is that on Wednesday, April 13th, it's going to be the winner of Division 1 first place versus the winner of Division 2 4th. So it's going to be, I think that's, which one is that? That one is, whoever wins the top side. I think that's the top side. So the top side of the bracket, I think that, yeah, if it gets to, with our predictions, if it gets to City on Wars versus Eggplant, oh man.
Oh my god.
If it gets to that.
They unfortunately can't go to the finals together, but they can meet each other in semis.
Yeah.
Looking at how this is broken up, though, so if we take a look at the top 4 and we look at the bottom 4,
yeah,
who would you like to see in the finals based off of this? Now, I know we kind of want to lean towards Sitting on Wards and Across the Map because they've been undefeated, but everything that's not that, though, who would you like to see in the finals?
I have to go with my favorites, right? I have to go with Eggplant. Like, they've been improving and consistent. They have lost quite a few games, but I think like I said, I think they've grown to a point where they are really, really strong. So, I see the chat bopping up with X Rising Adventures. That's like, as much as I would love that to happen, I just don't think I don't think it's gonna happen. Come on.
Everybody likes an underdog story. You're gonna see Ventures in the finals, and they're gonna win it all.
You think Ventures are gonna go into a final? Oh my gosh!
No,
with their new lineup. Okay, wait a minute. With their new lineup, I'll give them this. Their new lineup seems really legit from their showing of last week. The problem was, like I said, remember that thing I said? Paradox is in mid lane. He was an ADC player mainly, and his performance still needs to get to that point where they're like, oh, this is playoffs, so we gotta play serious, right? Like, oh my god, everybody's flaming me in chat. Oh my god. But for the bottom 4, if my predictions are correct, it's gonna be Counter Target Spell versus Relinquish Renegades. I think that could be spicy. I think we might actually see Counter Target Spell in the finals as well from the bottom side. What do you all think, though?
Dark, you take it first, my friend.
Well, in all honesty, I think it's going to be. I mean, I would love to see a finals between Sitting on Wards versus Across the Map, just because of how consistent they were throughout the series. Obviously, both of them lost at the same time. Feels like something was planned behind their back. but yeah, no. In all honesty, I would love to see both of them go head on. And we'll see, right? Because the playoffs are this week, and we'll find out which team is going there eventually, because how they play and what they bring to the table. This is the final run, right? Like, you have to win now, or you're out, right? There's no next week. So you win this, and you go to the next week. But if you don't win this, you're out. You're going home. So, yeah, I mean, this is it. Like, Sitting on Wars versus Across the Map is my prediction for finals. I would love to see an Eggplant versus X Rising, though. That would be
really fun. That's the throwback, because we had that in Silver
series.
Oh my god, the revenge coming in for Eggplant would be pretty spicy.
Do it for me, please.
What do you think, Valion?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone's sleeping on Relinquish Renegades a little bit. IKB is definitely going to show up in the playoffs. Hardcore as well. Talon, Graham, Blue. I mean, these are just all one-syllable names, except for Hardcore. You know, those. So I definitely could see them taking it all the way to finals.
Syllable
Uh,
gap.
and I think it's going to be Relinquish Renegades on the bottom list, and I think it's going to be for top side. I would love to see. I'm gonna have to be biased. Eggplant. It's gonna be Eggplant, dog. It's gonna be Eggplant all day. I love Shrimp Gang. I do. I love Ventures as well. Sitting on wards, you're just always a fan favorite. You're like wherever Tom Brady goes, he's gonna be favored. You know what I mean? That's how favored you are into Division One. So I think it's gonna be fine. But I would love to see an Eggplant versus Relinquish Renegades. Shrimp Gang, Magic. If you could prove me wrong, that would be all the better. Because I would like to see one of you two in the finals. Nothing against City on Wards or Ventures. I think that they're amazing teams, but I want to see Relinquish Renegades from the bottom because like they're not really talked about. I don't think we even streamed them a whole lot this entire split, which is kind of sad. But they just seem like the sleepers. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know, we're not horrible, but we're not number one, obviously. So, and then we're gonna go ahead and take it from there. But
Okay.
that's what I would like to see personally.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. So semifinals. Remember, it's going to be the top. I think it's the top part for day one, which is Wednesday, April 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Please mark your calendars for that one. And then we have right after is Thursday is day two, and that's going to be I think the bottom half semifinals game, which is Thursday, April 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we have finals. So the third place finalists, which are the winner, the losers of the semis, are going to go head to head. And then they will battle out on Friday, April 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we have Saturday, April 16th, is going to be the winners of semifinals. Oh, it's going to be so great. And yeah, that's going to round out the season. We're here. It's almost there. Just one more week. That's it.
This is going to be a banger. This is going to be an absolute banger.
And keep in mind, we have one more scheduled recap right after quarterfinals this week.
Yes.
So then we can be like, okay, this is going to be the finals for sure. We can actually kind of cement from these top four teams who's going to finals and then, you know, watch it unfold, you know? So yeah.
Next recap, we're gonna put bets on them. We're gonna put actual money, like $5.
Okay. $5.
Oh, okay. Amongst the casters? Okay.
Okay.
Among
Oh my
the
God,
casters. Oh boy.
Among
Ooh.
execs, we gotta put
Execs.
Oh, how about we bet
Exact bets.
subs? So whoever loses has to give 5 subs to the
Ooh.
community.
Okay,
I
let's
like
go.
that a little bit. How do you all
I like
feel about
that.
that out there?
All
I
right,
think
that's
pretty
next
nice.
recap. We're gonna do this. All right, like it's a sub battle. All right.
Absolutely. Have everyone tune in next week for the next recap, so that way they can all hear. We can have more witnesses, and then come then 5 subs. Whoever the losing bet is, I guess technically. Now if we all lose, we all gotta bet, or we all gotta do it. So.
Oh man. Free summer when Wookie gets everything. Oh my gosh. You know, my predictions have not been like too bad, but like I definitely whiffed the last week's. Like I did not expect
Everyone
Rising
did.
to lose. Yeah, everyone did. So like it's very lopsided right now. My expectations have not come to fruition. Only for Eggplant though. Only for Eggplant. Like my expectations, like even though I bet against them, I
You
did
put it
that
on like
to
that
cast
every
a
week.
curse. Yeah, exactly, right? You cast a curse. It's the
Okay.
caster curse. It's okay.
The last thing is like I just wanted to make it clear for everybody, the captains and everyone, that the semifinals and finals dates are locked in place, which means you guys have to work around the days. Just as a reminder, in case anybody forgot, because scheduling is a problem, and we're trying to make it work next split. We're gonna do something better. We're working on it. Obviously, stay tuned for the next series that next league that we're gonna come out with pretty soon, actually, right? If I'm not wrong, we're almost done with some things, and we're working on smaller details. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that, and just remember, semifinals and finals is on 13th and 14th, and then the finals are the next time.
Alright.
I forgot the date.
I'm very much looking forward to this. I hope you guys are as well. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have amazing casters. We're going to have an amazing production crew. We have a lot of updates. If you guys haven't seen all the updates that Wookie has made over the past like week or two here to the visuals, as you can clearly tell here when we exit out tonight, you'll see some of the updates. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to this. Thank you guys to tuning into the recap. It's always appreciative. I love seeing you guys in the chat. You do make me laugh quite a bit. It's so funny sometimes
Yeah.
watching you guys argue amongst yourselves or just interact with us. It's so great. I love it. Keep that happening, please. But yeah, anything else before we go ahead and close out tonight's recap? Anybody shout outs, comments, or anything?
Quick reminder that the submissions for your Barch highlight reel are still open. So in each of the
Ooh.
respective, PCL and VCL documents page, there will be a sign up form. You can submit your clip. If you have a clip that's, can't really upload it, just contact me and I'll get that situated with you. I think that's pretty much all I have.
Yeah,
Oh,
same for me. There's nothing else. Just
there's one more thing.
oh
Oh, go ahead, Dark. You got something
no,
to say?
I was just saying there's nothing else from my side.
Oh,
What is
okay.
the thing?
There's one more thing. So we know that the PCL is ending. The VCL already ended.
Yes.
We want stuff to do for you guys, so we are going to be doing a few things. Keep an eye out on the events announcements because we have a potential mini game show idea for you guys.
What?
We'll have that in the works. Mustard Cat and the rest of us are working on that. And a few more just general events that are going to be happening from this split to the next. So because we want you guys to have some fun during the off time, and we will have all the dates for the league stuff soon. But for now, we're gonna have some cool stuff for you guys. So and keep an eye out on the date for that hot tub stream as well. Me and Riley on. Still have to get that planned out. We don't know exactly what we're doing yet, but we'll plan it out, so stay tuned. But that's it from me. Anything from you, Raleon?
No, that is gonna be it from me. Thank you so much to everybody. Once again for tuning in for the entirety of the split. You guys are awesome. Just one more week to hold out, and then we are done, and we'll start it all again in a couple more weeks after that. So keep looking forward to that. But no, I appreciate you, Wookie, Dark, joining us tonight. Well, we got one more recap of the season, and then we'll call it quits for then just a little bit. But thank you again to everyone who tuned in tonight. Super appreciative of you all. I'm your boy Rylion, Wookie here as well, and then Dark. Thank you. You guys are amazing, and we will see you later on this week. Peace.
Have a good night.
Laters.